What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mars Station Direct in Gemini Daily Horoscope for January 12th, 2022. Welcome aboard the mothership as we set into new horizons of understanding ourselves and acting agile.
Hope everybody's doing very well. I appreciate you all very much. Thanks for being here with me. Let's take a look at the horoscope. It is Mars direct in Gemini. Mars went retrograde on Halloween, so finally made it since October 31st to this stationary point. Mars has been in Gemini for a long time, and it's finally turning the gear to get out and head towards, of course, fall position in Cancer. But thank God. And Mercury's getting ready to stop as well. So definitely, times are changing. Things are moving, shaking and moving. All right. Well, it is the sun at 22 degrees of Capricorn, and it is January 12th, which of course was 3 years ago. That was the Sun, Mercury, Cazimi with Saturn and Pluto conjunct at 22 degrees. Even Ceres was there. So what a time it's been since the beginning of 2020, and now we're kind of coming to this third leg of it. And I think, a lot of the truth is finally ready to come out. Mars will station direct at 12:58, I believe is what it says up there. 12:56 in the afternoon. So midday on the West Coast, a little bit early afternoon on the East Coast of the United States. But we're ready to start identifying with our environments. This, I think, is, overall, it felt slow. It felt weird. It felt like the craziest Mercury retrograde energy, over amplified and extended for many of us in our lives, and kind of wreaked havoc in many ways. But it helped us to take a sort of time out and to not be so impulsive and to not make such quick, harsh decisions in our life or come to quick, harsh conclusions that we might not have all the answers to or understand. Well, we're about to start understanding, and we're about to see where our subjective truth goes. And I think it's going to really help us to act quickly and agile, to understand not only ourselves faster and on a more, just I get it kind of place within ourselves, but in a way that we can, start to act positively and directly in our environments. And it's agile, it's quick. Mars is, of course, not moving quick today. It's zeroed out on that station, but at least it's going to start going that way. And, Mars takes the longest to retrograde. It's every 2 years. So always the, kind of one of the biggest ones. It's the most rare of all the planets to go retrograde. We made it once again through it. And this one was pretty wild, being in Gemini and having Mercury also station and go retrograde, which Mercury's coming to 10 degrees of Capricorn retrograde. And I mean, that's one of the other sides to this is like, yeah, Mars is direct, and we can think, oh yeah, it's just time to make it happen, time to move today, time to just, I know, I know, and I'm going to act harshly. Well, we might want to still reevaluate some things and make sure that it is of high character, that it really is of, we still have to be responsible, I think, when it comes to our mind, when it comes to especially how we think about just every little sort of scenario in our life and where we're sort of planning to get to. And they are, going to form a quincunx and just kind of sit there. Mercury is going to station at 8 degrees, 8 minutes on the 18th, early in the morning. So just, very interesting, this 8. Mars did come to 8-7 for the station, but that 8-8, 8-7, very, very interesting that they're just going to sit there and look at each other, because Mars is going to take some time to get back up to speed here. But definitely big, big energy coming on here, and now it's only 2 planets retrograde, Uranus and Mercury, and Mercury's, of course, just 5.5 days from its station direct as well. So today's a turning point in many ways, but it's not like it's just going to, Mars direct and all our problems are understood or our environment's exactly put together today. It's not some magic trick, but I would say the moon in Virgo opposing Neptune today and Juno can definitely be, kind of looking for the magic trick to kind of show up. Like, finally, I waited for this to come direct. give me the dream, give me all the answers, God, And I think that, God has the answers, and we do want to be patient and, stay waiting for when that answer is going to show up synchronistically, or even, as Mercury's getting ready to come direct, it might show up in a much more, just kind of comes to you and you can really process and understand it in your own mind. But nonetheless, we do want to stay balanced here. We don't want to be too stressed. We don't want to be too critical. We don't want to be too harsh as this moon's finishing up. It is going to make a nice trine to the sun early in the morning, and trine Pluto as well, as they're getting ready for their conjunction by next week. But I just think we have to really look at things from a deep soul understanding of what the big goals are, what we can do, the little tweaks we can make, have the big dreams, because the sun is, of course, a degree away from the sextile to Neptune. So it's like, definitely, like, don't forget about the visions, the dreams, like, have these things. Like, it's good to, go into a space where your imagination can kind of create. That's a big part of the step to really creating physically what you do desire, is to have that vision and then believe in it and have faith and then do the necessary to get there. There's steps. So I think it's important just to remember there's steps. This isn't about some, like, poof magic trick, like, boom, I'm just going to get what I want, and people are going to understand what I'm doing and the world's going to understand. No, it's not that, but the ones who know. And I think that this is where you can really see who knows, especially if they're in alignment with your truth and not your truth. And that's where, some deep bonds can be made, and just actually feeling a sense of, deep satisfaction and comfort, because you have put in so much work on yourself that you're about to start seeing some payoffs, and things are going to start moving quicker than they have been. And I know we're all ready for some speed in our life, because it's just been, we had 6 planets retrograde at one time this year. It's just been, it's been a year, astrologically. I know it's a new calendar year, but this is really kicking things off. And then the moon will, finish off the day coming into Libra, where we can, try and look for that, sweet balance point in our life. And it is going to start to oppose Jupiter, but not until tomorrow. Having to, not just be so not just be so this is the only way to create balance and harmony, to realize everybody has everybody has their own perspective of harmony and their own emotions attached to that. And being able to accept those things, super important all the time. They might get tested slightly towards the evening, but today's definitely one of those days to know that you've done a lot. You've put in a lot of work. You've put in a lot of effort on yourself, and there's rewards coming for the people that put the work in. And I know it feels like it's just been harsh, and we've had to, almost go back and re-understand so much, because, Venus retrograded in Gemini in that same, zone in 2020, after we had this, big conjunction January 12th of 2020. So much about the pleasurable aspects of finding information or communicating, or just how we feel, comfortable in our own mind, got tested big time over the last, few months here. So yeah, it's just, definitely a day to pat yourself on the back. Definitely, dream big, and stay persistent and stay busy for the things that are pure to you. And that'll make your day feel really good. You'll feel like you're going deeper and deeper into the really solid passions, and, not so much just into the illusionary passions that don't have a future or long-term, sustainability. Mercury's also in good aspects to the nodes, making the sextile to the south node, trine to the north node in Taurus. So, we're going to see them just kind of sit there as the nodes are moving in retrograde here. And so is Mercury, but Mercury's going to station. The nodes move a lot slower than Mercury, of course. So we're going to see this good aspect to the nodes for a long time. And I do think that this is a big, help to creating fertile situations, and what, you have to really, I think, just know that you've been through it. We've all been through it. Chiron, which is still in a 2-degree square to that Mercury, and they're going to square again. Chiron's just such a good reminder, as we are seeing Venus sextile that Chiron, that we all came into this human body, into this human existence with a wound. It's what makes us human. We wouldn't even be human if we didn't have these levels of ouch, and why do I have this feeling or this fear or, these things? So it's so human. And I think when we can see the beauty in that, we're just there's a quantum leap in many ways. And that's the beauty of today, is knowing that the confidence and the appreciation of what we've gone through is shaping where the next chapter of the story is turning to. So very important. I think positive beliefs, pure, things that are bringing something positive and service oriented. And, we had to recheck our egos with a Mars retrograde. And, Virgo, as the moon's here and finishing up, it's like Virgo checks the ego too. Comes after Leo, and it kind of pops the balloon that, Leo can inflate and like, I'm doing what I want to do. I want to have fun. I want to love. It's all what I want. Me, look at me. Virgo kind of pops the bubble and like makes you get more critical about things instead of just the grandeur, if you will, that we can have. So we've kind of had the bubble popped. I think it's a time to be humble. I think we've all had to go through humbling experiences. Not to say that those are done, but to appreciate those because they brought you into a more connected way to create. And as of course, Venus was square the nodes yesterday. It's coming off that square. Our understanding of how we relate to ourselves and others is definitely taking a higher road here, and seeing above sort of a lot of the confusion. It's very intelligent. So again, it's about relating to the right passions in life that really do get you closer to the relationship to yourself, which gets you more into your individuality, your uniqueness, your authenticity, which gets you closer to others. And we are starting to see Venus make that square over to Uranus. So kind of wild to see where Venus is at right now. It's definitely shaking things up. And I think that we have to know that that's how it goes sometimes. We got to be willing to let things get shaken up, and we'll kind of see where we come out. And it's not about trying to predict or have everything just completely understood. Something could come in and change reality at any moment, and that gives you the insight of where this creation aspect that you want to have, or this relating aspect that you want to have in life, will show itself. But definitely it's definitely a time to just stay chill, but know that we are ready to rock, and give yourself a pat on the back, and expect people to be a little, over the next couple of days, some people could be going a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with the North Node dispositor Venus with Uranus. The North Node in Taurus with the dispositor Venus in square to both it and Uranus with the North Node. Like, if you didn't think, some sense of value in the collective was going to change, like, it's probably going to, and people can feel really, I don't know, maybe isolated or set back if they weren't in the know. I don't know what the know is. I feel like we're all going to find out. So I'm not trying to say I have that one cracked yet, because I don't. But yeah, just be on alert and be paying attention. I will say that this Mars coming direct in Gemini, even though Mercury's still direct, will help us pay attention much better. It won't feel like we're also like ADD, like, what do I gotta do? or something.
Or we can just hop in the spaceship today and just beam me up, Scotty, and go for a little ride and just disconnect from reality. Don't feel back. Go back home. Go back home to the infinite. Or we're realizing our infinite intelligence that took us to this point to fully identify. We haven't had Mars retrograde in Gemini the whole time since 1944. A long time.
Been a very long time. We needed this. This is a recalibration of the way we understand ourselves and how to act quickly. It reminds me of like street smarts in a lot of ways, just kind of like knowing what's up when you get into a situation and how to express, a really powerful version of yourself, not in an overpowering way, but to be like, no, I know what my, truth is, and I've learned this, and I've understood this about the reality, and you can't fool me, Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Kind of energy like that as well. Page of Pentacles. I like it. Definitely looking at where value can go. I feel like there's a youthful kind of approach to things, and I think being ready to see where that can go in our life and about what we're creating and manifesting, and not having everything in a place where like I know, I know, I know. Of course, Jupiter can like amplify our ego here in Aries to where it's like, no, I know, I know. It's like just stay open to what's up, and you'll figure out things are. The understanding of our lives are really at a place where we're going to start to see a turn here. So where that's going to take us, I don't know, but I think, we might as well go about it with a smile on our face. I don't know if we need to, be checking our phone about the price of Bitcoin, but I would say with Venus square the nodes here and the way, everything's been going, it's very possible Bitcoin might start turning. But again, definitely not financial advice, just kind of looking at the card. But that's just, Bitcoin's an interesting thing because it kind of came out of nowhere. And people were very, I don't know. And then, people were like, oh my God, you get Bitcoin, you hear about Bitcoin, fucking Bitcoin, So there might be something showing up about, what really does hold value in our lives. And, might be just worth paying attention to. It is an interesting time with Taurus energy, North Node, and that Venus in Aquarius square it and starting to square Uranus. What is going on with that? King of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, a lot of Earth energy. And there is a lot of Earth in the chart right now. And of course, I would say this is not looking for someone to create your life for you, not looking for some like sugar daddy, sugar mama to just be I'm going to give you everything you need. Because that's very that's very South Node Scorpio, right? And then very Capricorn. And it's like we want to be Capricorn, but we don't want to do it in like someone's debt. We want to empower ourselves to see how we can move life and envision a life and find what the value is and how to be agile and quick to collect that. So I think remember your tools, and remember you don't need somebody to save you. Definitely reclaim your throne that you came here to be your savior. And the Three of Cups in reverse. Kind of funny. Again, it's like we don't need, it's very interesting, just the relationship stuff. I think we're seeing where, especially with Venus and Chiron even in their sextile, this just reminds me of like, there's got to be an independence. There has to be, individuality. Control when it comes to relationships isn't going to do it. Being overly critical isn't going to do it. Manipulating emotions and, that narcissistic shit with relationships, it's not going to do it anymore. We're having to relate in a new way, and a much more like understanding that other person is their own person and that they're going to do what they're going to do in our lives, and people are going to do what they're going to do, and to be accepting of that because you're finding more value in yourself. And you don't need someone else to maybe approve of it or give you some emotional, reassurance like you're good, you're solid. It's just kind of like, yeah. The Three of Cups can be a great card. Everybody always, links it to like a third wheel or some cheating situation, but, they are getting beamed up, these nuns. But in reverse, it's like, stay here, stay around the people that you really do feel good around, and don't, you don't need someone else to kind of bring some celebration or pop bottles, it's just not like, we're not there yet to get the rewards. Like, we're seeing rewards, of course. I think every day is a reward, but we're going to feel that we're achieving something, magnificent and with the right people as we start to collect the data that we have had to kind of just, I don't want to look at the data right now. I got to figure my own shit out. So we're starting to see that data and understand our value and how to shift and move quickly to get to that. And yeah, don't forget that you got this. All right. I love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. It is Thursday already. Kind of crazy. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.